What's up, internet? My name's Ori. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. You like this video, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. Today is Tuesday, October 10th, day number 70 inside the Big Brother house. We have 30 more days to go. We are in the home stretch here, folks. But there's still a lot to go over today. It's Zingbot day. Not only in tonight's episode will it feature Zingbot, I have an exclusive interview with the real official Zingbot. Totally officially him. Definitely for sure. It's him. And you're not going to want to miss that. It's going to be at the end of this video. But we have so much to go over about yesterday's feeds as well, because it was the veto ceremony and there were plenty of theatrics going on. Plus, it's not the official alliance chart, but we're going to debut kind of the first rough draft for this week's alliance chart to kind of give you an idea of not only where the house is now, but where it could be going in the future. So this is a really big update. You're not going to want to miss it. Now, let's jump into what happened yesterday. And it started off early in the day. As soon as things started off, just a little recap if anybody's missed out or hasn't been keeping up with what's been happening this week. Bowie won HOH. She nominated Cirie and Felicia. Jag won Veto, and the plan now is for Cameron to be backdoored by Bowie, who at one point was kind of like his closest ally other than Matt and Jag this week. But nonetheless, it's been kind of a wild time. And Cameron asked Bowie and Jag not last night, but the night before, like, hey, just tell me what's going on. Is it going to be me? Like, because it feels like it's going to be me. And Jag's like, I'm just not sure. And Bowie's like, well, I mean, if he uses it, I don't know who I'm going to have to put up. Are you saying I have to put Blue up? And they're real, like, cagey about it. They kind of told him, but they didn't tell him. And he's like, this feels like a blind side. And Bowie's like, well, this is why we're telling you now. So it started really early yesterday morning when Cameron and America were having a little chat in the backyard. And he's like, America, should Chaos Cam come on out? She's like, what do you mean? What are you going to do? He's like, do you like theatrics? He's like, I love blow-ups. I love theatrics. But like, what are you going to do? He's like, okay, cool. And he gives her a fist bump and starts walking towards Matt. And she's like, no, Cam, no. Cam, not now. No, Cam, please don't. Not now, Cam. And he heads on over to Matt and he sits down. He's like, hey, good morning, Matt. How's it going? Oh, what are you reading there? The Bible? What book? Exodus. Oh, that's a good one, which also is kind of ironic that it's Exodus. But he's like, oh yeah, that's a really good book. I notice you pray a lot. Yeah, you do. Yeah. So how long have you known about the back door? And like the silence from Matt was so awkward. It was the most awkward conversation. He's just flat out. It's like, so how long have you known about this back door? Sips his coffee. I posted a short on the channel over on TikTok as well, because it was just so good watching him have that conversation with America, walk right over and start having this conversation with Matt. He goes in deeper, just asking like, so like, how long's it been going on? Matt's like, well, kind of yesterday is when it kind of happened. And he's like, oh yeah, so you're just gonna like blame Bowie on everything, and like that's how it's gonna be. Like this hurts a lot coming from you too. And like I look like an idiot with the whole fugitive stuff, and he's not wrong. It does seem that way. And that was all before the actual veto ceremony, which we do eventually get to. Jag does use the veto. He takes Felicia off the block, since we did talk about in yesterday's update that Cirie kind of volunteered to stay up, give Felicia a break. But also, I think it's like her way of not having to vote for Cameron because she knows Cameron will be evicted. Anything's possible. There's some weird stuff that could happen here. But I think overall she knows there's a very large possibility she's going to be fine. And she doesn't have to look bad for Cameron, who will be jury vote number 1 for her. Now, again, he uses the veto. Felicia comes down. Bowie puts Cams up. And here's the thing. Cameron thinks that his nomination is, which I believe is his 5th nomination. He thinks it's a record, but oh honey, there's been a lot of Pawn Stars, baby, and you are not there just yet. I don't even think he's close to the record. I think it's much higher than that. But yeah, he thinks it's potentially a record. Also, another thing that we have to talk about here, guys, Cory in America, they're official. Like, they're really boyfriend and girlfriend now. And they went and they were telling Matt and Jag, like, oh my God, can you believe that they're like officially dating? I don't know why they decided that they needed to go and make it official like this and tell people it's official. Like, obviously everybody knows they're together, and there's already a target on them. So I guess it doesn't really necessarily make their target any bigger, but it just is, it's a weird thing. So yeah, there's that. And then we get into the real fun stuff, because this is really starting to be interesting on how things are going to be moving forward. This next HOH is huge. I mean, every HOH at this point is really important. But it's interesting, like, who is gunning for it, who's not, and why. So first off, let's start off with Cameron having a conversation with Cirie, where he basically was just throwing Matt and Jag under the bus, you know, telling them about how everything was really going down, how they have alliances with everybody going on. This feels like it isn't really news to her, but like, yeah, of course. And she actually took that info to Blue, who also was like, yeah, you know what? A lot of that really just makes a lot of sense and all kind of like works. But they both agreed, like, for the time being, they play along with Matt and Jag, but it is probably more important to get one of them out before Cory in America. But for now, they feel like they can at least kind of stick with Matt and Jag, but no, like, it's a problem. Blue ended up then going to meet with Cam. He kind of filled her in on pretty much all of the same stuff about throwing Matt and Jag under the bus, and mentioning how Jared had asked him to protect Cirie, but also to him that meant protecting Blue as well. He had like a really good analogy where he's like, listen, like, I get what you're saying with Cory in America, how they're a problem. Cory is Jag, America is Matt. They're the same problem, right? Like, just because you see Cory and America as a pair, Matt and Jag are just as strong of a pair, if not more so of a problem. So, you know, they all kind of just agreed, like, hey, like, yeah, we gotta look out for this. It's a tough spot too, because like, in my opinion, right, like, Matt and Jag are way stronger than Cory and America, and Cory and America are just as tight, but again, Matt and Jag are way more likely to win competitions. So if you're looking for, you know, any competition that is even just slightly physical, they're going to have the edge on you guys. So for Felicia, Cirie, Blue, I think you all really want to make sure you get Matt and Jag out the next chance you get. And it's all a little bit interesting too, because like for Cirie, Felicia, and Blue, I feel like actually they would need Jag out more than they would need Matt out. I feel like they'd be able to work with Matt a little bit more than Jag. And then if you're Cory in America, I think you would really actually want Matt out over Jag, because Matt would be more likely to go with the other side than Jag would. So it's kind of weird, interesting little dynamics there. And then the other problem is, I don't know if Cory in America would actually take the shot they need to against Matt and Jag. I kind of know that Matt and Jag don't seem like they're interested in taking the shot. They kind of plan on throwing things. They think that Cory in America are going to be throwing this HOH. They think that Cirie and Felicia, they're out of winning HOH as well. So it really comes down to, with Bowie not being able to play, Blue, Jared, or Blue's Matt and Jag. So if it's just the three of them, they should let Blue win. She takes the shot at Cory, and then they're sitting pretty, and it doesn't really matter. But there's also been lots of talks with Cirie and Felicia talking about, like, you know, what should we do? Should we go to 5 with Matt and Jag? If we do, how do we do that? Like, what are the nominations? Cirie's kind of trying to help Felicia along with that. to make sure she knows what the plan needs to be. But it's interesting. I don't know what the best move is. What do you guys think? If you were in the house, who would you, right? Like, just try and objectively look at it without trying to think too much about like who's lined with who and things like that. Just think of like the pairings and the solo players, just looking at how the house is broken up, because a lot of people can kind of see how it is. And in fact, we can pull up our alliance chart for the week, kind of our new one that we're going with. It's not officially done. I want to leave time for it to kind of breathe after the veto ceremony, but you can kind of see how things are kind of developing here. You've got Matt and Jag right in the middle with a strong connection to Bowie. She's kind of the closest one to them. But then almost what I call the umbrella of protection. And that is just all of the groups kind of around them that they are connected to in different ways. And then all of the different alliances around them as well, some of which they're in, some of which they're not in, and then all kind of spread around. But you can really kind of see how things have kind of developed and changed just over the past week here. Lots of groups being dismantled, with Cameron getting taken out. It really kind of confused things a lot, but now it's kind of simplified a little bit. You've still got Cory in America up there at the top. You've got Bowie kind of close to Matt and Jag. Blue kind of close to Matt and Jag, but also now with this little bit of a trio with Cirie and Felicia off to one side on the opposite of Cory in America. What really I think needs to happen is those five at the top, or six at the top, all need to come together against Matt and Jag if they really want to have a chance in this game, because they are going to run things if they're not careful. But it's definitely interesting to see. Now, before we jump into anything else, I just want to thank you guys all for joining for the live feed update. We are about to have our exclusive interview with the one and only Zingbot, and I'm really excited to share this with you guys here. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. And without further ado, I welcome the one, the only Zingbot. Zingbot, thank you for joining me here on the channel for this exclusive interview and sharing some of these zings of previously evicted house guests who did not get to experience you when you joined the house for the veto competition. So a big thank you once again.
I wish I could say it was a pleasure to be here, but it's not.
That was a little rude, Zingbot, but nonetheless, it is an honor to have you here on the channel for the second year in a row for an exclusive interview here on YouTube. So thank you nonetheless.
I was told I was going to be interviewed by the best BB live feed recapper on YouTube. So when does Taryn show up?
Well, this isn't that channel. He won't be joining us for this interview. I guess you were unaware of that fact. Once again, I think you were confused on that last year as well. But yeah, maybe we can look past that and just kind of get things rolling here.
What a shame. Oh well, let's get to the zinging. That way I don't have to look at your stupid face any more than I have to.
Okay, I can see this is going to be a hostile interview, just like it was last season. So let's jump into it. And before we get into the evicted house guest, let's start off with the first house guest who was kicked out of the house. We around here refer to him simply as Tom. Is there anything that you would like to say about Tom?
Oh, Tom, I could go hard and zing you easy, but the fact that Lord Voldemort is more likable than you is a zing enough. Zing! Zingardia Leviosa!
Oh my, okay. I mean, I think that was a little easier than some might have expected you to go in on him. But I also get the point that he is just low hanging fruit and probably just not even worth your time, really zinging properly. Let's then start with the actual evicted house guest. The very first evicted house guest of the season was Kirsten. Did you have a zing prepared for her?
Kirsten, You're so forgettable.
Uh, Zing Zingbot, are you still there? Did we get disconnected?
What were we talking about?
We were talking about
Man,
Ki
zing a zing. But seriously, I didn't even remember you were in the house until I saw your name on the eviction list. Zing! I guess the thing you'd be most remembered for is being so bad at Big Brother. You made Jared look useful to his mother's game. Zing, 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 zing.
that's like that wasn't even just one on her. That was a dig on Jared as well. We haven't even gotten to him yet. Man, okay. All right, Zingbot. How about for the second evicted house guest of the season, Reilly? Did you have anything that you wanted to say about her?
Reilly, Reilly, Reilly. The way you turned down Matt was pretty sad. But I'm glad to see you're doing well on Instagram. Good to know Matt may not have been your only fan after all. Zing, 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 a zing, zing.
Zingbot getting a little saucy there with the zing this season. This is a family show, Zingbot. Behave. Behave yourself. But after Reilly, we had probably everyone's favorite doctor of the season, Hisam, evicted. Did you have anything that you wanted to share about?
Some. You once complained you were left with only the old people to align with. I thought that would be fine, seeing as you have to deal with geriatrics at your real job all day long. Maybe you should have taken notes from a famous doctor on how to play Big Brother. No, not Will. Kevorkian. Zing, 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 zing.
I I don't even know. I don't even know if that is in the BB rule book. I think there might be some rules you'd be breaking if you followed that plan. But okay, Zingbot, I see what you're doing here. How about for our next evicted house guest, one half of the Chillers Alliance? Did you have anything that you wanted to share about Red?
Red, you were great and memorable for so many things. Super fast chugging, amazing at baking, but the thing you were best at was shedding. Zing! We still find foot-long red hairs in the vents. Zing! Ew.
Oh, yeah. I can see why that would be kind of an issue with some leftover red hairs. You kind of did Red a little dirty there. Though you did give him a few little compliments there in the beginning. Let's talk about probably who most people are most excited for you to zing. Did you have anything you want to share about Jared?
Jared, you should have tried to help your mom's game, not try to give her grandkids. That let Izzy become her favorite kid. She was a great ally, but she was stuck with you as her main. She would have been better off with a ball and chain. Zing, 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 zing.
Wow. Okay, Zingbot. No love lost there for Jared. I think that was even probably nicer than most expected. I did hear there was a little bit of glitches going on in your system where you were just being a little bit nicer this season. I thought that had all gotten worked out, but maybe not. Well, I guess we'll find out on tonight's episode. But let's talk about the last house guest that we're going to do today. I know that you also have one for Mimi that we're apparently going to see on the episode. If for some reason that gets cut, I hope we can share that exclusively in the Discord. Your zing on Mimi. But what do you have to say about Izzy.
Izzy. Honestly, you were one of the best to play the game this season. That I can clearly see. Too bad you were playing a strong game for one person, but they were named Cirie. Zing, 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 zing. You gave up your game for someone who was not your mom.
Zingbot, you're not entirely wrong about what happened there with Izzy and her game. She did seemingly there give it up for Cirie in the end. So yeah, thank you once again, Zingbot, for joining me here on the channel. I really appreciate you taking out the time. I know you're a busy Zingbot with lots going on. It sounds like you're still having some glitches because you are a little bit nicer this year than in previous years. So thank you for taking that time. I really do appreciate it, and hopefully you will come back next year.
This was a waste of my time. There's so many things I could have been doing better than this podcast. I can't zing enough how terrible you are. You are such a fool.
Okay, I think we're gonna have to cut Zingbot off there. Thank you so much for joining me here on the channel. And let's head back to our regularly scheduled programming. I hope you guys enjoyed that interview with Zingbot. He got a little bit wild there towards the end, but really great to have him on the channel. Thank you guys all for watching this video. If you made it all the way to the end here, smash that like button, hit that notification bell, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video, you never miss a stream. Check out the links to all my socials in the description down below, pinned comment. Check out things like the Twitch, Kick, Discord. The Discord's been a lot of fun. And also, like we mentioned in the interview, if for some reason they don't show the Mimi zing on the episode, we'll have an exclusive one that will release after the episode airs over in the Discord. So you're going to want to check that out as well. Thank you guys again all so much for watching, and I will see you next time.